Audio Jungle.
An Australian man who was left paralysed after a freak accident in his 20s has revealed why he decided to use a surrogate to have 2 children. Terry Pavlou, 43, from Adelaide, was renovating a property and standing outside in the driveway with his father in 2005 when a wall came down on top of him. Before I knew it, I was completely covered in 4 tons of rubble and I couldn't lift myself out, Mr. Pavlou, who was just 29 that I am in at the time, told Daily Mail Australia. His father and his 2 brothers frantically tried to dig him out, but they were unable to see him. While that was happening, I could feel my breath feeling short, and I thought that may have been because I was completely covered, he said. The men reached Mr. Pavlou and managed to dig him out halfway before his brother Harry attempted to lift him out and was shocked at what he saw. He could see that my spine was pretty much popping out of the skin out the back there, Mr. Pavlou recalled, who was also suffering from ruptured lungs and several broken ribs. He also saw that his legs were twisted but couldn't feel a thing. At the time I didn't think it was going to be a permanent thing. I didn't think much about paraplegia before that, my main concern was the breathing, he said. Emergency services arrived and he felt his life slipping away, like he was going to pass out. At that point he discovered he had ruptured his aorta, the largest artery in the body, which is extremely dangerous and often ends in death. Mr. Pavlou said doctors said he should have been dead after 10 minutes, but he survived the ordeal and woke up in the intensive care unit, where he was told he would never walk again. My family was in there, and I started to break down while my mother tried to comfort me, he said. Mr. Pavlou spent 6 months in hospital, including during his 30th birthday, and spent a great deal of time trying to get his head around the life-changing injuries he now faced. During that time he met a coach who encouraged him to get into athletics, and after completing all his rehab, ended up competing in nationals, where he placed 3rd in the country for javelin. Mr. Pavlou spent the next few years getting back on his feet, and after a breakup decided that he wanted to make his dream of a family come true. During rehab I just about life and what makes me happy, and for me, it was to have a family, he said, adding that he didn't want to wait to find love to start a family. It's really hard to let someone get really close to me and know what I go through every day, he said. It could take me another 5 or 10 years to find the right person, so I started looking into surrogacy and having a family that way, and before I knew it, I was in Thailand. There he fertilized embryos and a surrogate was found for him. At that time I was 39 and I was at the age where I was still fit and capable to have children and raise them, Mr. Pavlou said. Before he went to Thailand, he met with a group of people who had gone through surrogacy internationally, and a lot of them had been through one particular clinic. By the time I came back, the clinic told me I had 2 healthy embryos, and my surrogate would be willing to carry both if I wanted that, he said. The thrilled father-to-be flew to Thailand in 2015 to see his 2 children Angel and Nikos born and said it was one of the most emotional and wonderful experiences of his life. Although nervous initially of being a single father to twins, he took to it straight away and is pleased with the decision he made. With the twins' 4th birthday approaching in March, he said they work together as our unit. They're doing a lot more for themselves and they help me out now. They make my job easy, he said. Mr. Pavlou has also had some help from his family, with his mother helping him out early on and assisting where she can now. You can follow Terry Pavlou's story on his Instagram here. How does surrogacy work in Australia? A person is eligible to commission a surrogate if the woman is unlikely to get pregnant, there are medical issues, if multiple transfers of a genetically normal embryo haven't worked, or if the intending parent is a single male or man in a same-sex relationship. Who can be a surrogate? The woman intended to be a surrogate must be over 25 and under 52, have had a child already, have no history or pregnancy-related illness, and have known the parents for more than 2 years. In addition, neither the intended surrogate or intended parents may have a psychiatric disorder that would impair decision-making or the care of the child. She also can't use her own eggs. In Australia, it is illegal to advertise or pay someone to be surrogate. It is also illegal for a woman to advertise she will be a surrogate. The Surrogacy Act 2011 says that the commissioning couple have to apply for parentage to be transferred to them. Until this is done, then legally the child belongs to the birth mother. In 2010, the NSW Health Department established a register for donors and donor-conceived children. Once the children are 18, they can access some information from the register. There are 8 steps when it comes to the surrogacy process in Australia. First, the intending person or couple undergoes a medical review before they are the surrogate. Undergo assessments. All people involved then have counseling and must seek independent legal advice. After that, the IVF Australia Ethics Committee reviews everything and approves whether this can go ahead. The IVF treatment cycle then begins, and ongoing pregnancy care is needed. The surrogate then gives birth, and the intending parents must present their parentage order